Hello, everybody. Today I want to discuss a tweet that I read, I think yesterday or a day or two ago, which has really been interesting and eye-opening to me. I have always been interested in how to automate anything practically. Ever since I was a kid, I would try to min-max video games. During my learning, I was always trying to I don't know, like have an advantage somehow. It's a very gamified experience to want to automate things. There's a lot of feedback that comes from it and learning that happens through it. And one thing that I've noticed with the LLMs is that over time, they are tools of automation. Essentially, they are an extension of the computer becoming an easier to use interface, and they can enable so many cool things, but they suffer significantly from, I think, two problems. One is that they don't remember anything. So after a sufficient amount of information is in the context window, the model is gone. You have to either figure out how to manage memory files or whatever it is, like a way to manage their memory outside of their context window. And all of them are flawed. That's how you get things like Gastown. Not saying anything bad about Gastown, but that's how you get these tools that try to basically build an environment around the model that makes it really smart, or makes it perform in a very specific way. Now, if you're using them on a day-to-day basis, you notice that sometimes you feel like the model is understanding what it needs to do, and you're 50% through the context window. If you don't have this yet, go in and add a status line in Claude Code. It will show you, it'll basically show you what sorry, I'm going to try to open it here. I don't know if it's going to work. Hi, let's see, whatever. But you can enable, yeah, because it's been a while since, so you do have it right here. You can add how much of the context window is left into the status line, which tells you that, let's say, you need to compact or start a new session in whatever period of time, but you've actually got it to work really well for your use case. When that's the case, then it has learned enough within its context window that you are able to make use of it. And so that this is what in context learning, I think is supposed to mean. So this was about 2 years ago now, and this guy was discussing how essentially the context window builds up, and once it is at a satisfactory rate where it is producing positive results, then people will turn those and extract them into skills. So like, how did you get to this place, right? What did you learn? What is in the model's context that is actually important, that is making the model respond positively, or making you jive with it? Now, this could be anything from an example I have here is I can set up workflows. This is my own tooling, and I built this because I find it to be useful. I am trying a lot to use browser automation to get through things like creating AWS keys or shopping or whatever it is, like stuff that I don't really care the details of. I just want to say on a high level, on a higher level, I want to say, please go do the shopping for the week, and it already knows what's happening. And so a browser is a great place for that. It has that memory by default. It has all of your logged in accounts. Now, obviously, that comes with pros and cons, like security is a massive con here. But whatever you do, you can automate with an LLM. You just need to get the LLM to a sufficient level of understanding to be productive in your next task. And so I have an example here. This is a prompt that I worked on for about 3 hours, maybe a little bit more, essentially telling it how to find accounts related to certain companies. And this just helps me have an idea of like, okay, who's working at a specific company and what do they do and all that. Like, this is interesting, right? From a sales perspective, it's interesting from like you want to learn about your peers' perspective, you are able to automate that. This is a automation that touches Twitter. I mean, they're probably going to ban this from existing very soon, but we can use it while we use it. Let's pick a company and let's say Disney. Let's say Disney, right? Now this prompt here was built after building out the individual steps. Each one of these like sections I needed to build out within a session. Once I felt like, okay, the responses the model is giving me fit into what I want. Like it's in the shape that I want it. Then I will take whatever instructions got it there and I'll save them. And then I'll think about what is the next thing. Well, how do you define somebody that works with a company? Like, what is the definition and how do you find them on Twitter? And so you can then go and set the bot and have it basically learn or have it experiment until it is productively doing the task that you've defined. Then you copy that and you paste it. Then you move on to the next thing. Now, I think it's going to keep struggling with this. Okay, there you go. Verification. So verifying a task is done is like one of the hardest things to do with these LLMs because they tell you that something is done. That doesn't mean that it's been done. They tell you that something is true. Like, they say, well, this is how many projects have over $1,000. That might not be right. Maybe half of it is, but you have to be critical of everything that it says. It's like a painting that looks good when you're far away from it. The more you zoom in, the more you see flaws, and these accumulate and cause issues if you try to just share whatever they give you directly to somebody else. So the point of this video is that while you are interacting with the model and you feel like it is doing something for you that is beneficial and positive, I'm going to jump back into my code editor and maybe I'll go here and let's see. So I will open Pi. This is one of the easier ones to work with. So let's just download. So the point I'm trying to make right now that we will demo is that the harnesses themselves, they typically have tooling around it that allows you to build up context that is good, that you can then pass on to the model. All of them have this, whether it's plan mode or whether you can fork your sessions. So we're going to open Pi, and we are going to resume, and let's go to this one. So now we're here, and let's say that this is like a very good, well done task, right? I can ask it, summarize in 2,000 tokens what you did. And what this will do is it'll give you something that you can copy, and you can also take clips of like the tool calls that it made that were successful because it's all published here. You see all of it, right? You can see where it went and what it did, and all of this is context that is valuable, but not all of it is. Typically only like 10% of all this is valuable. The auto compaction in a lot of the harnesses works well enough if you're doing basic things. But as soon as you're working on like larger tasks that require multiple steps, and then those steps, like, they get jumbled up with other unrelated issues that come up that you're resolving, you need to be able to extract that and make it repeatable. So making it repeatable looks like getting to a point where you're happy and getting the model to give you a summary of what it did, how it got there, validating what it did and how it got there, right? Validating that those steps actually did happen and they actually did succeed, and then taking that and packaging it, and then you can do things like this, fork. So I can fork any of the messages, any of the checkpoints, and I can go back to it and I can make a new session out of it. So you can fork a session just like you fork a repo. You can make changes to one, keep the other one alive. So once you feel like you're getting something good out of it, you're happy with what you got, save it. And some tools like Droid, which I will display right now, let's see, I only have a minute left to go. Droid, let's see, sessions. I will take this, okay. So with Droid, for example, you are able to do this out of the box. So I'm gonna do it right now, and I will skill, right? Skill, create skill. And now Droid, which I think does the best, I am happy with this result. You can give it obviously your own instructions. Now I'm using like Z, which there is an issue with flickering with Droid and Z, but still I really love this harness. But the point is you just take what you got, right? You validate it, you summarize it yourself, avoid the compaction. You take that and you save it, and then you fork it and you use it as a skill. You are basically composing the perfect context for whatever task it is that you want to do. Once you get there, you have to save it. Hopefully this video helps you. Thank you for watching.